Hello there everyone, Shibby here. Hope everyone out there's doing well and staying back once again with some more Pokemon trading card game Pocket. Today's video is brought to you by sheer dumb luck as I managed to pull not one, but two of the new Charizard EX cards through a Wonder Pick. So I figured, well, I got to make a Charizard video and try out this card in the deck. So I figured the best way to run it would be, or at least just starting out, would be the traditional Charizard deck of, Charizard, Arcanine, and Moltres. I'm sure there's probably a better way to run this Charizard card since it's not dependent on losing energy and can actually build its own. But we're going to try it this way and just kind of see what happens here and if this even works in any way, shape, or form. But in case you're curious, I will have the entire deck list in the description of the video below should you want to try this deck out for yourself or simply improve upon it. And yeah, I'll try to explain my game plan as we get into some matches here. But that's enough of me rambling. Let's go find our first game. Alrighty, looks like I found my first opponent here, and we have the good fortune of going second. Hopefully I see a Moltres in my hand. I do, but unfortunately, nothing else, so we can't really make the most out of Moltres here. But yeah, as I mentioned before, I just randomly did like a pair of Wonder Picks and had two Charizard, the new like shiny Charizard EXs pop up in my in my little feed, and somehow pulled them both, which yeah, I probably won't get anything good for the life cycle of this game now. But that's okay. Those were the cards I wanted. This was the card I wanted the most out of anything, because being a Charizard fanboy and all. But yeah. So the strategy for this deck won't be much different than your traditional Charizard deck. You're going to want to use Moltres out in your active spot, while building up Charizard and Arcanine in the background. And of course, Arcanine's here because it can get built up faster than Charizard. So this Charizard is special in the sense that it doesn't you don't lose energy for attacking with it, though it's a little bit weaker than your standard Charizard EX, as it does 150 instead of the 200. And it has an ability where it can you can attach 3 energy to it in a given turn, which is nice. So it's not completely dependent on Moltres, which is why I kind of debated for a second like whether to run Moltres or not. I didn't know what else really better to do, so I figured why not try the tried and true method here. But we need a Charmander to make this work. Anyway, we get our second Charizard EX and nothing else here. No Arcanine either, so we're just going to build up Growlithe, I guess. Now, I didn't get the shiny version, as you can tell. I just got the standard EX, but that's okay. I will gladly just take getting the card, especially through the means that I got it from. But okay, I wasn't even paying attention to what this person's running. So we got an Eevee, which could be anything. Shaman and Mew. I see Steel-type energy, so maybe Dialga's in play here. I'm not really 100% sure. Depending on the type of Steel types they may or may not be running, may have the type advantage. All right, so they're running Leafeon, so we do have at least the type advantage on that. So they're gonna, I guess, kind of use Leafeon as their builder for their other Pokemon here. So, okay. All right, hopefully this Pokeball gives me a Charmander. Now, the only thing I don't have 2 of is the new Charmander that came with the new set. So I'm running just one of each out of pure necessity. So I'm going to put an energy actually into Moltres because I might need it to attack this Leafeon instead of just slowly building, since they don't have really the evolutions or anything. All right, show me 3. How about it? There's 1. There's 2. 2 ain't bad. So we'll put 1 in the Growlithe, 1 in the Charmander. Get our bench built up here. Now, I would like to see Arcanine, honestly, since we get that going a little bit faster. All right, there's Dialga. I figured the lad was going to show up at some point. Now, we're probably going to get nailed for 70 here, I would guess. Put energy into Leafeon. And then, yeah. Attacking the Moltres, put energy into Dialga as well. Show me Arcanine. Alright, you showed me another Moltres, which, not the worst thing in the world. Alright, we're going to set that Moltres. I'm going to oak it up since I have 2 energy into this Moltres already, so we can just retreat freely. Got our Charmeleon. Got another Pokeball, so we can mill out the deck and get either another Growlithe or a Charmander. We get another Growlithe, that's fine. And we evolve our Charmeleon. We don't want it to get hurt just yet, so I will retreat and bring in this other Moltres. And since we got Charizard in hand, we'll actually just go ahead and put all this energy into Charmeleon. Now, we do need 5 energy to attack with the new Charizard. That is a little bit of a pain in the ass, but where it has the Stoke ability, that's not the worst thing, but we do have to waste a turn stockpiling energy, which unfortunately I got no heads on that, so it's gonna be a slow burn. Okay, so this Moltres is gonna get attacked as well, but we're gonna leave this one out. Now I'm hoping to see Arcanine, because I don't want to bring out Charizard prematurely. But we'll see what we're lucky enough to get here. Alright, they're going to bring in the Dialga, actually, probably so they can build. Which I'm actually okay with, because we're going to build as well. So the longer they take, better. Now that Mew is going to be a huge ass problem, because it can mimic an ability. So we need to get Charizard in after they play Mew. Alright, so we get energy into the Charmeleon. I'm an idiot and accidentally played that energy into Charmeleon prematurely. So we're going to leave Moltres in here for one more turn because I am a moron. Alright. You owe me 3. Come on now. Alright, both these bad boys are going into Charizard. So our Charizard is ready. But again, it's one of those things where I don't want to play... Well, actually, Mew cannot one-shot my Charizard. So that is a plus. Where it is a little bit weaker, we can't be one-shot. But I can one-shot this Dialga. And pretty much everything on his bench. So we don't have to worry about that. And they may know that. So yeah, we're going to take 30 here on Moltres, which is fine. Now again, I'm not worried about Mew too much because it actually cannot KO Charizard. Now it can KO anything else on my bench and be a pain in the ass, but then they can't use the attack for Charizard. Alright, let's bring in Big Sexy here and let it get the crack of this Dialga. Alright, well let's use Steam Artillery. How about it? Alright, we do 170 Dialga. It is gone. It's nice seeing Charizard attack and then not immediately use 2 energy for it. Now they're probably going to tag in Mew, I would imagine. But that is actually okay. Because again, can't kill Charizard. You can't actually kill any of my Pokemon except for one Moltres. But that would not give them the win, and I would just bring Charizard back. Alright, they're still 20 damage short. So that's still will not kill. They're going to be about 10 damage short, and they can't play another trainer card. And that's going to be all she wrote. Alright, well, it was a well-fought battle, my friend, and they conceded. Okay. Well, we got pretty lucky there towards the end, but I will take it. But yeah, that's it. It's a weird feeling actually winning the first match of a video, because I usually notoriously lose somehow, some way in every single first game that I've managed to play. But maybe this means this Charizard is that good. Who knows? But good game to that opponent, and I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my next opponent here, and this is where I think I'm going to get saucy, as we are going to have to unfortunately go first. But we will play Charmander. And Charmander, I see no Moltres, unfortunately, but we do have a whole Charizard line. Now, with the other Charizard EX, this would kind of be a bust. Solely because Charizard cannot give energy to itself. Now, we are dealing with a Fernape who can get built faster than we can. But they can't KO our Charizard in a single shot, so we have that going for us. We have Moltres, but not the order that we need them in, but we have them nonetheless. Now, I don't know if it'd be better to tag Charmander out and let Moltres take any potential damage here. It would mean I'd have to waste the energy getting Charmander out, and I wouldn't even be able to build this turn. And And they too have a Moltres. So, okay, they're just doing what I'm doing, but with Infernape. Alright, our Charmander gets hit for 20, unfortunately. And we got Growlithe too, so we got options. Alright, I'm going to put an energy in Charmander. We're going to swap out. I don't want to lose the Mad Lad, Giga Chad. Alright. So we get Charmander built, or we get Charmander evolved in Charmeleon. Got the new one as well. And, well, I can't do nothing else. But we got Arcanine in our hand as well. So we have the option to go into Charizard or Arcanine. And they have their Monferno. So we're gonna get swung out for 30. They got another Moltres. Now, if they have Infernape, we kind of lose anything on our bench anyway. So we're just going to... And we got our other Charizard. All good things. All right, let's get Charizard out here. And we'll get Arcanine out here as well. All right, these coin tosses are kind of more or less going to dictate what happens here. Now, Charizard can't one-shot Infernape. That is a problem. But... yeah, only one energy. That's no bueno. I'm going to go with Charizard because of the Stoke ability. But we're also having to make the presumption we're going to be able to attack. He's already got Infernape. Then I'm going to have time to even do anything here. Now, he does lose all of his energy, but I still need to get this Charizard built. And only getting one on the coin toss was really killer, because it means I got to waste a turn on Stoke. Okay, well, we have another Charizard back here as backup. So, okay, now we got our 5. Now, I'd actually like a Sabrina here, because I can one-shot Moltres. I have to attack this Infernape twice. And that kind of makes things harder here. Okay, well, everything I have has a 2 retreat cost, so we're going to go with Charmeleon. If Infernape has a no retreat cost. So yeah, I kind of need Sabrina here to delay a little bit. But they have stepped away for a moment. So maybe they don't see a good way out. Who knows? But ideally, I want a Sabrina so I can forcibly bring in a Moltres, because then they would have to burn an energy into Moltres to retreat again while I can charge this Charizard. Or if I draw into a Leaf as well, that makes things a little bit simpler. But I think Sabrina would be the best option here. And they have left the building, it would appear. So, if the time limit goes up before they can act, they actually can't do anything at all. So, be a cheap way to win, but a way to win nonetheless. Okay, 3, 2, 1, Baba Booey. Okay. Well, I'm going to guess they just kind of more or less conceded. And we drew Leaf. So we can get this Charmeleon out. And we're going to put an energy into it anyway. We're going to retreat. And get Big Sexy up here. And summon another one. And I guess we're just going to take a shot at this Infernape while I can do something. Okay, ball's in their court. So let's see what they opt to do here. But they get a whole ass 75 seconds to make a decision, I guess. So this might be a long one. Okay, go ahead and time out for me, bud. Okay, there we go. Well, I guess that's technically 2-0 for the brand new Charizard, which I'll gladly take. I mean, I don't even know if I would necessarily won if they would have played it straight up, but a win's a win in my book, so I'll take it. But good game to that opponent, and I'll be back when I find my next match. Alrighty, looks like I found my final opponent here, and we have to go first again, which sucks, but we'll make do if we can. Alright, we start with a Growlithe, no Moltres again, no Charmander, all bad things. And we're going up against another grass deck, so we do at the very least have the type advantage going for us. We get a Sabrina. Alright, hopefully this is Moltres. This will make my life easier, because then I could just leaf into it. My life does not get easier, okay. Alright, I guess oak it up and live a little here. Alright, we get Arcanine, so I guess we're going to go for that play, I suppose. But I can do nothing since I went first. And now we get to get pummeled by Execute. Alright, I wonder if this is there's a new Beedrill EX as well, in case you didn't know. So they might be running a Beedrill EX deck, which I've not seen before. I mean, as of recording, I think the pack has been out a day, so I haven't seen a lot of the new combinations. Okay, when we get popped here, we get our Charizard, and we've got Charmeleon as well. So I'm just kind of going to use Growlithe's fodder. What's the retreat cost on Arcanine? Okay, it's 2, so that's fine. So our Charizard will be ready to go pretty quickly then. We don't have to get Arcanine out now, because even with Executor, I don't think he could KO me. Get another Charizard, another Arcanine, and that's all I can do. Now, I think this kind of shows like how much, I guess, better I think the new Charizard EX is, because it's pretty self-sufficient. Not drawing into Moltres is not a killer. If you have your Charizard, because of its Stoke ability, it only costs one energy to use. So, Charizard can be pretty self-efficient. So, maybe Moltres isn't as necessary if you're going to run it. There's probably a lot better combinations, I guess, to run with this new Charizard. I think you can absolutely run it this way, though, because it's working so far. But maybe there's a little bit more room for experimentation with this Charizard, but don't take any deck building advice from me. I am far from a competent deck builder. Alright, need a Tails here. And we didn't get it. Okay, well, we're going to get hit for 80, which we will have to live with. Hey, there's Moltres. Too little, too late, my friend. Okay, well, let's get our Charizard in here. We're going to leaf it up now, get our Arcanine out. Now, if we get Cyrus back in, it's not the worst thing in the world, because Charizard's ready to get in. Is ready to be here and start sweeping. Okay, well, let's put another energy into Charizard. We'll use Stoke, so we're ready to go next turn. Get our 3 energy. And Charizard is ready now. So hopefully, if they do attack with Executor, they get a Tails. So we're not having to worry about 80 damage, so we can survive this Beedrill. What does EX Beedrill do? Alright, so it makes me discard a random energy, which isn't the end of the world, because if I just lose 1, Charizard still can attack again. But I will lose Charizard if this is heads. Actually, no, I don't. Where's my math at? Alright, well, my plan is to ruin his plan. So we're bringing in this Beedrill and getting rid of it ASAP. And we're going to build up our second Charmander back here on the bench. And there goes Beedrill. This way, the type advantage. Gets hit for 170. Now, there we go. Okay, we do one shot the Executor. Executor cannot kill us in one shot. Now, this could fuck some shit up. And it really did. I lost every single energy I had into Charizard. Holy hell. And then we get hit for 80 on top of it. All right, well, I'm in an awkward position here. What to do? So, I guess I'm going to take the gamble on them getting tails here. Because I'm going to bring in Moltres as fodder anyway. And then we can use Moltres to build up Arcanine. No, I will not. Well, actually, that doesn't affect my plan in the slightest. If anything, it just gave me a Charmeleon. Now they're going to play Pokeball. And they shouldn't be able to build up anything to throw on the bench anyway. Alright, I can't KO the Executor. The most I can hope to do is 170. Presuming I survive. So I need this to be tails. More than anything in this world, I need this to be tails. It's not tails. Well, alright. We're going to lose our Charizard. That strat kind of backfired on me here. Alright, we're going to bring in Moltres. Pray they don't have a Cyrus. And pray we draw into Charizard. And we did. Okay. So, we can still make some moves. But we're going to be a little bit slower at it. Get Growlithe in here. Put an energy into our Moltres. And hope for good fortune on the coin toss. God knows I need it, because I just got messed up by 10 different heads. Of course. Because it is me, I will not receive the same good fortune. Please get a tails on this, so I can leave Moltres in here for one more turn. Please. That is what I need to happen here. Because I can't have my Charizard get hit twice. Please be tails. Okay, good. Okay, things are looking a little bit more up then. Now we get a Sabrina. We get our second Charizard. Executor is making a play at it. Now, if they have a red, which will give them the ability to do 20 more damage to an EX, could potentially be screwed here. Alright, give me... I just need a single heads from you, Moltres. A single one. And I can attack next turn with Charizard. I knew it was... I was going to say I knew it was too much to ask. Alright. So 1 is what I asked for. 1's all I got. Actually, I did need 2. I absolutely needed 2. Okay. Now, of course, it's head, so it will never not be. Okay. So I can't attack with Charizard. Because I have to burn an energy to get Moltres out. But I can Stoke. Because, I mean, might as well, right? And then what I'm going to do next turn is KO that Weedle. Because unless they have a Cyrus, the Cyrus screws me in every way, shape, or form. Sabrina doesn't, but still bad. Because I I need 2 energy to get Arcanine out. They put energy into Kakuna here. Okay, they had no plays. That doesn't matter. That is fine. So, okay, we got a Leaf. So even if something weird were to happen, that Arcanine got thrown in. But now we just get to win. Because I have a Sabrina. Okay. So we'll KO this Kakuna and take game. Now, in an alternate timeline where I was playing the normal Charizard EX, we would have lost that bigger than shit. Because Charizard already loses 2 energy when it attacks. Excuse me, to begin with, and is completely reliant on Moltres to build it back up. So when we got hit by that galactic grunt or whatever it was, we would have just lost there because I would have had no way to build it back up. But thankfully, this Charizard can take care of itself, which is good. But a good game to that opponent. I guess overall, I feel like, I mean, I know nothing about tier lists or anything like that, but I feel like this Charizard is probably significantly better despite the less damage uh, because of the Stoke ability and not having to discard energy while attacking. I feel like this is probably the better of the 2 Charizards. If you're going to play Charizard, I would go with this one. But I do have some more experimentation that I want to try. Charizard being my favorite Pokemon, I'm probably going to be experimenting with a ton of Charizard decks. I think I'm going to try and this is the obvious one, but I think I'm going to try running one of each Charizard, just one for damage, and then this one, and just kind of see what happens here. Probably not a smart idea, but we're probably going to give that a whirl in the next video. But yeah, that's enough of me rambling so far. But if you made this far in the video, do thank you for watching. Like, subscribe if you like it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.